You're gonna love my new ponytails. I'm gonna show you how to make one yourself. I'm using this kinky weft hair for my ponytail because I want it to be super kinky and bushy. You can use any texture and length for your ponytail. This is the elastic cording that you'll need for your ponytail. I've listed all of the products I'm using in the description. And of course, you always want your measure tape, and it's a good idea to have on hand this measuring gauge. It makes it easy for you to get the right inches or the right measurements. Now, this is a very small diameter thread, but it's strong. And once it's doubled like that, it's even stronger because I want to make this ponytail with the least amount of bulk. So very importantly, you want your lightweight lace. Always have your seam ripper in case you need to rip out a seam. You don't ever want to tear. You want to use the seam ripper. Start by making a 7 by 8 inch square. You can use tailor's chalk if you need to. Again, it's going to be 7 inches across and 8 inches long. You're going to want to measure off 1 inch and use your chalk to measure that. You're going to fold the top one downward, making this little pocket right there. And you're going to fold the bottom one upward, making a pocket there. And then take your steam iron and then press both seams into place. And I want a shorter needle and one with a wider eye. I can see the eye I want, but that's much too long. This seems perfect. It has a wide eye to it, plus it's short. And should thread easily. You don't want the thread too long where you'll get it knotted up. I'm thinking once it's folded, about 12 inches. And you tie that knot off at the end. And you've got double thickness. Yet it's still, the thread is still thin, so not a lot of bulk. And now what you want to do is to sew a seam straight across the top and straight across the bottom. Okay, it's at 1 inch now, and I don't want it, because what we're doing, we're making a casing for the elastic to go through. So you want to make the casing a little bit wider than the elastic to allow for pulling. So right now, I've got a 1/4 of an inch. That's an inch, and they'll go with a 1/4 of an inch. And if you want to mark it, I've done so many of these I can eye it, but if you want to mark it, you can. Go like middle way to make sure that it's even as much as possible. Mark it on both sides. So you start on the end where you've marked it or where you're going to begin sewing. And I'm just going to go back and go over all the stitches I've done in the opposite direction, looping them in the opposite direction to make them real strong. This top is going to be where the elastic comes through, but the bottom is going to be where I place my first weft. So just one stitch, almost like a stay stitch, the same distance, about a quarter of an inch. Now I am ready to sew on the wefts, making sure that my reinforced seam is right below the casing and my bottom seam is the one that I'm going to start sewing the wefts on. You want to determine how thick you want your ponytail by how close you put the wefts together. Let's do a quick check to make sure that we're looking at 7 inches here. Yeah, and it should be about 6 inches here. It's a little bit over 6 inches, that's fine. Let's start right on that line right here is where you're going to put your first weft. You want to make sure that you are sewing this track on the wrong side of this lace. For this last weft, you want to be careful and make sure that you sew it exactly on the line where you've made your stitching. Your ponytail is almost finished. Fold it in half with right sides together like I'm doing here. Make sure the seams are even and all of the hair is pushed out of the way of the seams, and then pin the 2 seams together. Either by hand or with the sewing machine, sew both seams together, reinforcing them by sewing twice over each seam. My new ponytail was so easy to make. All that's left now is to insert the elastic cord through the casing, and this ponytail is going to be ready for an install. You want to use a very small safety pin and measure off about, this looks like maybe about 16 or 17, 18 inches. And just take that pin and go through the elastic. Start on one side of the casing and insert that pin through the opening. And just thread it through there. And just pull that elastic out on the other side. And put a little knot on the end so that the string can't come through your opening. Your ponytail is finished. All you have to do is turn it inside out, and your drawstring ponytail is ready to install. For those of you who have no hair loss issues, just pull your hair up, gel it down, secure it any way that you normally do. But for me, I'm going to get a little assistance from this hair unit that I made especially for this ponytail that I'm going to put on. I shampooed and conditioned my ponytail so it's nice and kinky curly exactly the way I like it. Just open the top part of the ponytail where the drawstrings are. Don't let your drawstrings come through. I took my knots out, but if you want to keep your knots in to make sure that it doesn't pull through the other end, that's fine, but you got enough width so it shouldn't come out. And you just want to insert your ponytail through the top of this ponytail, and you simply go down through this tubing in here to the very end, and then find your ponytail, take your ponytail and pull it through, and then grab your drawstrings and tighten the ponytail very close to your scalp like this. Tighten it. You want to take these two straps, make sure you get all your ponytail hair out the way, and make it really tight. There you go. And you want to just go through that ponytail, go through your ponytail right there. Take those straps, get your ponytail up out of the way, and then take it and go around to secure and make it even tighter. as tight as you like. Very easy to tie it off by grabbing a little of that, grabbing a piece of the strap, inserting this in under it, and pulling it tight. And that will lock it right in place. I like to take a piece of stretch fabric and wrap it around my ponytail. Then find a little bit of that fabric and a little bit of that fabric and tuck this in under it all the way around, and that will lock it in place. And my kinky ponytail is installed. I feel young with my ponytail. How did yours come out? Let me know in the comments. Or better yet, email me a picture of you wearing your ponytail that you made. And I'd like to make a follow-up video showing some of you modeling your ponytails. Thank you all so much for joining me. And hey, my channel is still growing, subscribers are growing, but I need you to subscribe, so please do. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you will always know what I'm doing here on Ms Lola's Hair and More. Take care, everybody. Love you guys. Bye-bye, and I'll see you next time.